The video that you are going to begin watching is all about the verb aller, which is the notes that we took during class today. You were to take them with you, so while you watch, I would have them out next to you so that you can refer back to them as needed. The verb aller means to go. So when we see the verb aller in this form, the A-L-L-E-R form, it means to go. In order for us to use it to say, for example, I go, or we go, or she goes, we have to conjugate it or break the verb down to make it match the subject. For example, I go. We've been using I go numerous times. In order to say I go, we would say je vais. Now, je vais is not just I go. Je vais is also I am going or I do go. Je vais means all three of those things. I go, I am going, I do go. The next one we have is you go. To say you go, we would say tu vas. Now I did color code them. Up top you see you go. You is in black, go is in red. I did the same thing with the French. Tu is in black, that means you. Va is in red, which means that is go. The next one we have, he goes, il va. If he goes is il va, then she goes is going to be elle va bien. Again, on your paper, on your note sheet, I always break verbs down into two different columns. On the left column, you'll see the je, tu, il, and elle form of the verb. On the right column, you see the nous, vous, il, elle plural form of the verb. The left-hand side, that column there is all for one person. You can't use that if you're talking to more than one person. The right-hand side is where you will go if you're talking to two or more people. So we've just finished the singular side. Let's move on to the plural. The next one we have is we go. Of course, this is going to be a group of people, yourself included. In order to say we go, nous allons. You go. Now, you go is a tricky one on the right-hand side. It's going to be vous allez. But with vous allez can be used for more than one person, as it's on the side with the plurals. But it can also be used for one person that you don't know or don't know very well, or just want to be more formal with, or more polite with. The last two we have both mean they go. We have ils vont, and this is going to be used for an all-male group or a group of males and females, so both. We also have elles vont. The other one, again, was used for an all-male group or a male and female group. This is just going to be used for an all-female group. We've seen how to use ne pas before. We used it when we were talking about not having certain possessions in the last chapter. It's going to be used in the same way in this chapter, except for this time we're going to be talking about not doing things or not going places. We still use the ne pas. It still goes around the conjugated form of the verb. Now this confuses a lot of people. For example, we have down here, I gave you, je vais jouer au basket. In the sentence, je vais jouer au basket, we have two verbs. The first one is the vais, right here, and the second one is the jouer. Now that's why up here I made sure to say it'll go around the conjugated form of the verb. Earlier I said we conjugate verbs to make them match the subject. When we have the verb with the ER at the end, that is the unconjugated or infinitive form. This is the conjugated verb. This is the verb that goes with the subject, the going. I'm going. So this is where your ne pas will go. So I gave you the example here, je ne vais pas. Here's my ne pas around the conjugated verb, jouer au basket, and there's my secondary verb. Again, your ne pas, the ne pas, is going to go around the conjugated form of the verb that you have in your sentence. On this slide here, you're going to be using your notes. This is where your homework will begin, and we did sort of talk about it before you were dismissed today. This challenge is going to be something that you're going to be writing down on the back of your notes. Again, you were told to take those with you, so I hope that you have them. If not, you'll have to find a sheet of paper and write it on a separate sheet. What's going to happen is you are going to see this chart. Using this chart, you are going to use the subjects, which are all right here. You're going to use the verb aller, which you will conjugate or make match the subjects, and the activities, which you'll find here, to create as many grammatically correct French sentences telling me what certain people are going to be doing over the weekend. Now, if you remember, when you first started this video about 5 minutes ago, I said in order to, when we see this verb here rather, in its infinitive form, the aller, it means to go. Now, we would never say I to go, or you to go, or he to go. We've got to conjugate it so it matches the subjects. Make sure that you remember to do that, okay? Down here, if you notice, I have some question marks. This means that you can make up your own subject and make up your own activity. You can use different verbs that we already have learned. I know somebody asked during class, well, what if I was saying to dance, D-A-N-S-E-R, danser? Could I use that? You sure could. You could tell me, I'm going to dance, je vais danser. That works. That's perfectly fine. But you must come up with as many sentences as you can using the subjects, the verb aller, and the activities. If you're having a problem or have a question, feel free to leave a comment here underneath the video. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If not, you can call the Google Voice number as well, and I can get back to you that way. I look forward to grading your homework for tomorrow. Make sure that you bring it with you. If not, it will be a 0.